Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation. Today we are going to see FTP configuration in Windows. My name is Tertho Ghosh and my team consists of three other members, Antor, Kumar, Shil, Fahmida, Sweety and Asash Sarkar. So what is FTP? FTP denotes File Transfer Protocol. It's a standard network protocol used to transfer files between a client and a server over the internet or a local network. How FTP works? Here we can see a server and a client is uploading a file and another client is downloading a file. So we can see that FTP works on a client-server model that clients can upload or download files from the server. How to configure FTP in Windows? To configure a FTP server in Windows machine, we will use Internet Information Service, which comes with FTP services. It's a built-in feature in our Windows device. So, Internet Information Services or IIS is not activated by default in our Windows machine. So, we have to activate it and FTP service to start our server. Here is a step-by-step guide how you can do that. But we are going to see it visually. We open Control Panel and go to Programs. Here we click on Turn Windows feature on or off and a dialog box comes. Here we select Internet Information Services, FTP Server, FTP Extensibility and FTP Service. We have to mark this 4 and click OK. Now IIS is installed in our device. Now that we installed IIS in our device, we can create a FTP server in our device. For that, we open IIS Manager. Here, we click on that arrow button, click on Sites, and we click Add FTP site. A dialog box comes, and we give a FTP site name, then a content directory where our server resources will be stored. So we give a directory name and physical path, then click Next. Then another dialog box comes. And here are some options we have to select. For IP address, we keep it all unassigned and port 21. And for start FTP site automatically, we don't want our site to start automatically every time, so we uncheck it. And for SSL, we select no SSL and click Next. Then for authentication, we select Basic. Basic authentication means we need a username and a password to log in to the FTP site. And for anonymous, we don't need a password. So we select Basic here. And for authorization, we select Allow access to all users so that all the users in our device can access this server. And for the permission, we give read and write. So the users can read or write files in our server. We click on Finish and our FTP site is created. We can see CN here and we click Start and our FTP site is started. We can see it here. Now our site is created, but Windows Firewall by default blocks FTP transmission in the Windows device. So we have to configure the firewall to make our FTP site work. For that, we are going to open Control Panel in our device and select System and Security. From here, we select Allow an app through Windows Firewall and we click on Change Settings. Then we select FTP server and we make sure that private and public both are marked. And we click OK and our FTP site is configured through the Windows Firewall. Now, to make sure all the users can access the site, we have to edit some permissions. For that, we open IIS Manager again and click on the arrow button and click on our FTP site. From here, we select FTP directory browsing and edit permissions. A dialog box comes and we select security. From here, we select edit and click on add and we write users and click on check names. This will, by default, take all the users list in our device and make them able to access our server. We click OK and we successfully configured our FTP server. Now all that left is to check it works or not. For that, we are going to use Windows Terminal to check if our FTP site is working or not. So we open Terminal and write ipconfig and click Enter. Then we can select this IP address and copy it. Then again we write FTP and enter, and FTP open, enter again. Here we paste the copied IP address and hit enter again. Now we are connected to the server. Now we have to log in to access the content of this server. For that, we use a username from our device and give the corresponding password for that user. Now we can see we successfully logged in the server. Now to check the contents of the server, we write dir and we can see the contents of the server. If your server directory does not have anything, then it might not show here. Then download something from the server, we use the get command and the file name. So we write get abc.txt. Then we can see we successfully download the file. To upload something, we write the put command and the file name. And again, we can see we successfully upload the file in the server. To cancel the connection, we write bye and click enter, and our connection is terminated from the server. Thank you all.